2 a.m. PS Vita at 2 a.m. Coming at you with another exciting video. Oh, I didn't say my name. Well, I was trying to do a James Bond reference there. You know, because my name is James and never mind. But if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Not the best intro to do after asking that, but you know, we'll go along with it. So today, guys, I figured that all of us in our lives at this point in time could use a little bit more positivity, I guess, while we are all in quarantine. So I figured let's have a fun topic today, because I am going to be asking all of you out there, what got you into the PlayStation Vita? We all have our tales. I would love for you to share your experiences with this little handheld down below. Any interesting stories? Any fond memories you have in particular with it? Are you a veteran to the PlayStation Vita? Did you get it sometime in the middle of its lifespan? Or hey, maybe you just got one just recently. Maybe you're one of those individuals that thought it was a PSP all this time. Please share them with us. For me, my story starts off, I guess you could kind of say from the beginning. However, trust me when I say this, some of you may be very surprised at how I got into this thing. Warning, the following video may make you pass out from shock. Well, alright, I'm just joking, but it's still pretty surprising. I got my PlayStation Vita for the first time in the year 2012, summer of 2012 that is, for my birthday. At that time, my family had approached me and said, hey, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I don't really know. I literally didn't. I didn't have anything in my mind, at least not in particular. Thought about it for a few days, and then it came to me. James is actually using his brain for a change. Oh, and also, hey, didn't Sony launch the PlayStation Vita finally? You know, the one we all thought was the NGP? I mean, I like the PSP and all, so hey, why not give it a try? And the PSP was never really my favorite handheld during that era. I was a little bit more of a GBA guy. I know, I'm evil. I guess that's what the dislike button is for during these times. I did have a few games for the PSP, however, and figured, well, since I can't really think of anything else, what the heck, I'll add the PS Vita to my collection. And I'm being dead serious about that, guys. I just got the PlayStation Vita completely and 100% on a whim. Oh man, if I was to ever realize back then what was to come in the future for me with this. First games I got, as I think many of us did, was Hot Shots Golf Open Invitation. Oh wait, World Invitational. Man, it's been a minute. And Gravity Rush. When I went to try to play them though on the faithful day that I got the Vita, they wouldn't boot up. Oh, well that's just lovely.
Spoiler alert, it really wasn't.
And I'm sure many of you who own the original OLED model would probably realize that you need a PlayStation Vita card in order to play your games, and I had no idea about that. Best idea ever, Sony. So I didn't even get to play the games that I got for my birthday on my birthday. I had to wait a few more days to buy myself, I think I got me a 4 gig memory card. Yet another mistake, because that's not gonna last long with the Vita. So suffice to say, I was a newbie at the time, but you know, once I did get my memory card up and running, things were pretty sweet. Yet the Vita just didn't click with me at the time as it did obviously now. It was sweet and all, but it wasn't like Butterfinger sweet or anything like that. It was more Danny DeVito kind of sweet. I played Hot Shots Golf and I played Gravity Rush, had some fun with them, you know, pretty good. Then, as shocking as it may be, that was it, guys. I just had those two games for the Vita all the way up until 2016. I know, that's going to be a shock for some people. I like the two games and all. I love the cross-chat feature. Oh boy, did I ever love the cross-chat feature. Especially since at the time we only had the PS3, and if you wanted to party chat with people, you had to stay stuck in a little room, not being able to play the games that you wanted. You know, unless everybody's playing the exact same game, which in my circle, nobody wanted to play the exact same game. First world problems, people. So having a party chat feature with the Vita, oh man, that was a real game changer. But as far as its game library was concerned, yeah, it was just okay to me. And I know that's probably crazy talk considering that many people feel that the first couple of years of the Vita were its best. For me though, and I think this is because I love niche gaming so much, the library just wasn't for me at the time. A lot of the games that were on the PlayStation Vita, I thought, they're cool and all, but they're just the same franchise series that I've played many times in the past on other systems. True, it's portable now, but it wasn't really enough of an incentive for me to want to purchase a game that was already on the bigger systems. I do realize that the Vita did have some exclusives though. Oh, James, you were young and foolish back then. Then, fast forward all the way to 2016, and I happened to be in a GameStop one day, and I noticed the PlayStation Vita games there on the shelf. I had noticed them throughout the years, but this was the first time that I had really taken note how small the selection was as far as what GameStop had available on the shelves. At that point, I figured, oh well, maybe the PlayStation Vita was discontinued or something like that. So I started looking up videos on it that same night on YouTube, and I saw some people talking about how the Vita was underrated, how there were a lot of great games for it, but it just wasn't getting the love that it deserved. It was much like the Sega Dreamcast in many ways. And since I love the Sega Dreamcast so much, that was sort of my calling card, you could say, to look into this system, because a failed system oftentimes has a lot of odd niche games. Where else can you play such classics as Hello, My Name is Mayo? Well, actually you can play that on a lot of them, but my point remains, still, a jar of mayonnaise in a G-string is a good jar of mayonnaise in my book, and it was those odd niche games that drew me into it in 2016. And pretty much I've never looked back since. It was then and there that I realized I'm gonna start collecting for this system. It was a sign, an omen. And what made that even all the sweeter is that places like Walmart, Target, and so on were clearancing the games out that they had for like $5. And we all know the golden rule, guys. A $5 Vita game is, I don't know, I'll think of something clever to put in here later. So if there was any time to get into the Vita, I figured it was now. And even then, you could technically say I was a bit late, because many collectors these days say that 2015 or so was the best time to get on the Vita, when it came to prices anyway. But I did pick up the table scraps that I could. And believe me, when you're me, you're very much used to table scraps. Hey, McDonald's has some of the best dumpsters, just saying. So that's my abridged version of my story for the time being. As many of you know, I'm planning to do live streams on this channel sometime in the future, and during one of those sessions, I might go a bit more into detail. I don't want one of these rambling videos to go on for too long. It's a well-known fact, people shouldn't be subjected to my voice for more than 5 minutes, especially when operating heavy machinery. Thus, those of you who are interested in one of those sessions, you'll be able to hear it there. Oh, also, I'd love to make a separate video of how I started to get into making YouTube videos back in 2017 for the PS Vita, but like I said, that'll be for another time. At that point, everyone, let me know, what did you think of this story? Did you feel any emotion from it, or were you just completely shocked at the way I actually got into this handheld? Because it's not what you've expected probably, or at least not what most of you expected out there. Or maybe you're in complete disgust, tell me that too. But let me know your story again down in the comments below. Maybe yours was even more unexpected than mine. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Reiko Starr, Matt Fox, New Arashi, Jace Bellerin, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Hadeau, Joshua Williams, Ruben Gutierrez, BMF, Larry Anderson, Mario Cruz, Jelle, Buzz Sayin, Richard Cruz, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Gutter Drums, David Ray, Skulshur Tugul TCG, Adam Theory, Pierce Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, and Phantom XRS. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your lovely portrait on this end screen here, you know what to do. Check the links down in the description below. I have various ways for you to back the channel that way. Oh, and just a little bonus info on the story for those of you who made it to the end of this video. Back in 2012, when I didn't care for the Vita, I accidentally dropped my Hot Shots Golf Vita cart on the side of my bed, and I figured, I'll pick it up later, which I didn't end up doing until months and months later. Try almost a year. That was how much I was into the system at the time. Boy, did things ever change since then. Currently speaking here, those Vita cartridges are more precious than gold.